name is Opinion. I'm doing my intern of traineeship at the municipality of Groningen. And I'm guiding the pilot map monitoring. With this pilot we want to see and listen what is said about Groningen. And with a final goal is applying web care or not, that's to decide. We use a special tool for monitoring the web. This is not only monitoring Twitter or Facebook, but also news articles, blogs, fora, but just for the Dutch web. I'll show you some images. This is how the tool looks like. So these are graphs. This is about Groningen. We have different reports in the above. Here you can use webcare. Our mayor was really active on social media, but he decided to quit Twittering because it wasn't personal enough. So you can see a peak of messages about retweeting him and saying, oh, the mayor stopped Twittering, or why doesn't he really want to do this, and he's done with it. And so that's something you can see when something happens in the municipality. This is amazing. Well, February was for implementing the tool and learning how to work with the tool. So how do you use the tool, making graphs, stuff like that. March is for listening and refining the search terms. So listening what messages are coming in. April to July is discussing web care. How do you want to organize this? Do you want to organize this? Who's going to do this? And August is for advising the steering committee on civil services. In February we started with a project team consisting of 9 people. Those people are from all different services within the municipality. And the team members were already interested in social media, and in this way they are asked to go through this project group. We started monitoring with 400 search terms. These were a lot. The number of messages that came in was around 37,000 messages in February. So that's it's a result of too many search terms and not using the right words, the right semantics. To make it work easier in the tool, we made different domains. You saw the blue line above. Those reports are reflecting the different services within the municipality. So we have the staff department, this is the messages about the councillors and the mayor of Groningen, so we can know what's said about them and what the sentiment is. The crisis communication, the health services. So when there's a big fire or something in this kind of area, they know what's retweeted or what's said, or maybe photos of fires, etc. Civil services, search terms used in this domain are passports, taxes, wedding, what else? Well, stuff like that. So if people have questions about this, we want to see what questions are asked or not. Environmental services. These are the services, this is a specific part in the municipality. This search terms used as a cycle path or pests or stuff like that. When there's a road is what's not functioning, this is monitored on the web. Also have city planning. It is also a specific part of the municipality. This reflects the neighborhoods in Groningen. So in this way we can see what's said about this. March was for listening to incoming messages. So what kind of messages are coming in on the given search terms, what is said about Groningen, how do you make the right search terms. This was very difficult. We're still working on this to use the right words. I mean, you have to use the words that the citizens are using, because otherwise you can't get the information you need. One of the findings is that Twitter was the main source of the incoming messages, almost 95%. So that's one thing we found out. April to July, this is for working with the tool. Still refining and reducing search terms, and yeah, that's what we're still doing, and I think it's an ongoing process. Also, yeah, deciding how do you want to organize when you go applying WebCare. How are you going to do this? Who is going to do this? When? What time? What are the processes behind it? And that's what we are looking into right now. And then in July, end of July, we want to give advice to the steering committee of civil services to whether apply WebCare or not, or how do you do this, and what's the need for it, and that's what we were doing now. I have a few do's and don'ts. To start with the don'ts, it's easier to start small. So don't use 400 search terms and then have to reduce. On the other hand, there's a positive side on it. You know which terms are not usable, so that's good. Assemble a team of enthusiastic people. Keep in close contact with the team so you can discuss which search terms and how do you do this and what is working, what's not. We have on the internet a Yammer page. That's where we can discuss with each other. And specify search terms in the words used by citizens. That's really important, and that's what we're working on still. That's what we're doing now, so do you have any questions?